I'm about to say school forgot us.
No, his computer taking a minute to boot up.
He gonna be frozen.
I was gonna say he had to
Don't
download
put it
that.
out there.
No, he got to download the freezer blocker. It's on the update. It's updated as we speak.
Not the freezer blocker.
3, 2, 1.
You are now about to enter the hottest podcast on the planet.
It's your boy DJ Superman.
It's your girl So. Peace. It's ya.
What's up? It's your boy Scooby.
Now get ready. You just entered the Tough Talk podcast with the Tough Talk crew.
Hey!
What up?
Episode of the Tough Talk podcast with the Tough Talk crew. We are back again, running strong, getting heard from all around the world right now. So we're loving it from all of our fans. Also, I want to introduce you to the crew. Introduce the one and only It's So the plug. What's up?
What's happening? Hey y'all. So checking in.
Next up, we have the one and only Greenville's own Ya in the building.
West Peace.
Next up, we have all the way from the backwoods of Greenwood, South Carolina, DJ Scooby on deck.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
And the one and only from originally Seneca, South Carolina, DJ Superman. Hello. How are you? I'm good.
Really?
Did you see my turntable?
Right. But before we jump too far in, anybody have anything interesting going on this past week? Let the listeners know what's going on.
I did. I actually met my only niece for the very first time.
Congratulations. That's exciting.
And yeah, she met everybody for the very first time, so that was pretty cool. Because she lives in Texas.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Did she come for Thanksgiving? Or-
Yeah, she came for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
That's exciting.
That was fun. And on Saturday, I went to a Friendsgiving with my girlfriend, so that was pretty interesting. That was fun. And then they started singing karaoke.
With the alcohol.
Yep, it was great.
Can't go wrong with karaoke.
Can't go wrong with the alcohol on the side.
It was great.
Speaking of that, y'all have a good Thanksgiving? I forgot about Thanksgiving already.
Right. It definitely came and went really fast.
Yeah.
It really did. So
this whole
fast.
year came and went, honestly. Even with the quarantine, it's like it just went fast.
I think
And I
it's
didn't
special.
freeze. I was going to say I didn't freeze. I remembered something else. So earlier this week, I got put on this new show. I told Soup about it. It's called Utopia. It's on Amazon.
Right.
Dude, when I tell you it's crazy, it's like they find out about this comic book. And it's basically all conspiracy theories. But what it comes down to, this comic book is playing out to real life. Like, it was the scientist that created all these diseases in the comic book to try to help save his daughter. And the villain got a hold of him, captured him, and he's releasing these diseases to the world. And like,
No.
It was going so well.
Scoob, come back.
I think it's because he said he didn't freeze.
I thought it was me.
Oh, man.
Oh
We got to figure this out on this end. You might have to go to the
no.
phone.
Oh man.
Get your phone, Scoob.
I should just share a screen, put glass in the middle.
kids really sick, and it just froze.
I hear your voice, but
Oh, there you go.
Where you go? Well, I guess until he comes back.
Well, he reminded me of my last Friendsgiving in Harlem. I went with my cousin. My cousin lives in Brooklyn, in the Star actually. And I probably had the best time ever just because it was like only one of my family members there, but everyone else it felt like family. And like now with us not really celebrating holidays, but just, taking an opportunity to appreciate the time that we have off together during the holidays, I think is cool. But hey,
And he's back. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Scoob is back.
All right, so back to my story. So here you go. So the villain captures the scientist, and he's put out this pandemic across the world. So right now, these kids are getting sick with this virus that is breaking them out with a rash across their foreheads and a T, and it's killing them. It's killed, so far I'm on episode 4, so 95 kids have died across like 6 states so far. And what's coming to find out, just basically in a nutshell, the actual comic book comes to life. But he made a second comic book called Utopia, which actually entails everything that's about to happen verbatim as far as viruses, but it's all subliminal. So you have to read in between the lines of each part of the comic book in each picture. And there's no words. It's just all comic strips. And it's like, and the main thing that everybody keeps saying, they're looking for the Utopia, and they're looking for Jessica Hyde, which is the scientist's daughter, who actually comes into the actual story, and everything starts to unfold and be real life. And everybody's like, oh man, this is real.
Dang.
I love mad scientist stories, so this definitely sounds mysterious to me. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, it got me sucked in. It's real crazy.
Does it have multiple seasons, or is this the only one?
It's just the only one. It's an Amazon original.
Amazon. That's okay.
Amazon taking over.
Right.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, it's wild.
Dang.
It helps to have Prime, though. I mean, you get discounts at Whole Foods and
Oh,
your
really?
stuff come. Yeah, you didn't know
Yeah.
that? They give you a code, a QR code you can use in the store for Whole Foods. And then now I order Whole Foods on Amazon. So they've had a partnership for a while now.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, they either Amazon owns them or something of that nature, because like they get the
Really?
same. Yeah, they get. They're, from my understanding, like working at Whole Foods, they make just as much as the people that work in the warehouses and stuff. I think they make like $13, $14 an hour at Whole Foods.
So Amazon is taking, because Amazon has the delivery, all of that. I think they're doing like the light or power too soon. Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, I've seen a commercial.
What?
And it was like coming, yeah.
They're
They're not playing.
Yeah, they're not playing. Elon Musk is not playing, bro. Buddy.
No, Jeff Bezos.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
that's the
Jeff
solar
Bezos.
guy, right?
That was
Wow.
Elon Musk is a solar guy. Wrong name. Thank you for the correction.
But it would have made sense.
But
to
they all
me
make
if-
money.
Right.
You, I probably better put my app in there.
I mean, this is not a plug, but with Prime, I mean, you do get the free shipping. You do get, like you said, the discounts with Whole Foods. You do get the Prime Music. You do get access to the Prime Video. Like, there's a lot of layers to their membership, so it's not a bad deal.
Yeah, we've had it for a while, and I could say like I did my baby registry through them, and everything came straight to the house from the registry, and within time, like everything was here before she got here. So it was very convenient. I can see why everybody loves it and why they're doing so well. I've invested in their stock just because they've just been on the up and up, especially now. People sitting at home like ordering stuff over and over and over again.
The truck pulls up 3 times a day over here.
Right.
So look, when you did the home delivery for your shower, it is very convenient for like the people that's purchasing the gifts, because I know I've been invited to quite a few showers, but with COVID, I'm scared. So I was just like, let me go on here and just order the gift, and then it's delivered to the house. You don't have to know the address. Yeah, because one of my friends, he put a post out on Facebook, and he was like, my baby need milk, blah, 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 blah. I was like, hey, bro, go on Amazon, and then we can, get it delivered to you. So,
Yeah.
I love that. Dang. So look, is Prime annual? Like you have to pay it annually, or once you're in, you're in?
I think it depends on the type of membership that you have,
Okay.
but I know most people either pay monthly or yearly.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of messed up when I did it the first, because I've had it for years. Because I did it when it was first kind of getting to a thing, and everybody was like the free 2-day shipping, and I forgot to cancel it, and that's when they were charging you for the year, and it was like $100, and I messed up and forgot about it, and I was like, well, I'm here now.
Yeah.
I
And I've had
canceled
it.
it.
I've had it ever since. It was just like, well, it is gonna come in. Yeah, this come in handy for real, because you get a lot of stuff quick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, what's just gonna bounce? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say my Thanksgiving was just me, really. I mean, the kid, he stayed home with me for the day. I was shocked, but I cooked. So I had been looking for Cornish hens like all week. And so the night before Thanksgiving, I realized I didn't get anything. So I ran in the store and they were there. I was like, oh.
What?
Let me tell you, I forgot my mask, right? So I walked in the grocery store and I'm on the phone, like my brain is just racing. So I got the Cornish hens and then I'm like, all these people are looking at me like, it was like giving me the look of death. And I was just like, what happened? And I was like, oh, I don't have a mask. I pulled my shirt over my face, walking through the store like this, trying to carry the groceries and hurry up and get out of there.
But see, for them to require you to wear something, I feel like they should provide it in the event.
They do have it at customer care, but I didn't know until I was checking out.
Usually they have them at the door.
Right.
That's how Target is. Yeah.
Or they shouldn't say anything to you about it.
It wasn't them, it was the people.
But that's another thing. Like, why be judged upon? Like, it's like being judged for your clothes, like what you wear. It's basically fashion because they're not blocking anything. You can blow out a candle with a mask.
Right.
I felt so bad though, because everybody's just looking at me like, how dare you?
The social pressure.
And
yeah, I was gonna bounce
I saw Soup this week. Or last week.
Oh, you went? Did you go to Soul Food Soup?
Yeah.
I did.
Yay.
He stayed all
Finally.
night.
Cause man, I was sitting there. I was like, man, we're at the end. I need to get on this road. But we having like real good, deep conversation and everything. So it's just like, all right, I'm here. And oh yeah, King Q went with me. Shout out to him. And what happened?
Rosen.
Oh, damn, yeah, he out again. Just doing the phone scoop. But yeah, I mean, it was like real cool vibes. I mean, the band was rocking. There was some really dope singers there. There was a small handful. I ain't gonna say nothing, but you know, it was need some work, whatever. But majority of them from the time that I was there was really dope. There's a couple songs I was like, yo, like if you just did this one little thing or whatever, man, that thing be like out of here. Like there was some real cool talent in there. But what was really cool was what what's the name when he showed me that new app that they got going on.
Yes.
I don't know if I can say too much. I don't know if I can say too much about it, but yeah, this is going to be revolutionary for ones that have shows and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like this thing, man.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Dream
It's called
come
Sound
true.
Capsule.
Yeah. Like, yeah, when you see this, you can be like, someone did this? Like,
listen, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
let's just say
rebranding phase.
Let's just say, like, when we have, for example, the link up, on the day before, I can get everybody set up. And then when they come in, they don't have to talk to me or nothing. Everybody's already lined up in order, got their music on site. I can hook it up to the TV, play their photo or video while they performing. It gives them a notification before they perform. So we got to hunt them down while they taking the smoke or whatever. Like, it's all set up.
Oh, we need that for the link up.
Right.
To the madness. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we're gonna try to test it on the show on the 20th. They're trying to see if they can come up and make sure
so it's
Soup
in
is
testing
good.
stages.
Yeah, it's already out actually. Here we use it in Atlanta. But you know, I'm part of that family. You probably saw me post like in that red jacket. It said Sound Capsule. That's that app. That's the jacket and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, let's take it to South Carolina. You know, So yeah, Soup came in. I was more lit that he was there to see the app than him about this show. Like, because I had told him he was coming and, about the link up. So, like, when he came out, I was like, he's here.
It's lit. I love it.
Yeah, it's super dope. I was, like, blown away by it. I was like, yo, like, someone really took the time out to figure this out. Like crazy. But another thing that really surprised me, well, I'm not gonna say surprised me, but I was glad to have the conversation to get to that point, was learning that one more time, the DJ name?
Dynamite.
How they had like the group for vinyl and vibes and everything. Because I had the idea here in Greenville to start it, but the DJs here know I was talking about it, but I was kind of like just seeing who was really about it, because there's only a handful that either has records to do it and or has the equipment to do it. So it was like literally like about 5 people, maybe 6 in the area that could do it. So I was kind of like, I'll think about it, but I never really got back around to it. But seeing that they're like doing it and they're, they got their whole system together, I was thinking, well, shoot, I can go ahead and start mine, but then we could, network with each other, and then we could send people down there and they can send people up here, and, it could be a thing. So I've been sitting here this past couple of days going through my crates and organizing and stuff. And I'm just like, Lord have mercy, I should have did this a long time ago. But yeah, I think it's gonna be real dope.
Let me find out how to DJ. I got some 45s and some records too.
Hey, it ain't hard. Shoot.
No, that's exciting. That's super exciting. We're renovating, and the studio equipment is coming tomorrow. So we're actually about to have the ability to record at home. And I'm so excited because I haven't been able to like schedule time like I want to and stuff like that. And to be able to just go in the booth whenever you want to, I just need that in my life. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Yes, we need that y'all creativity.
I need her soul food.
Right.
Yes.
So did you ever hear some of y'all lines and stuff? Look, when I'm telling you, when you, man, what was it? Dang, was it?
Wait, did you do a link up?
I think I have.
You did. Yeah, I did. Wait a minute. That's why I'm like, wait a minute.
Was it rapping or the poetry, or both?
It probably was.
I think you did a little poetry.
I started with poetry and ended with a song.
Okay, because I do remember that one time. So okay, yeah, you seen a little taste of it, but yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah, I need y'all to come do soul food because you saw Papa Duke at soul food.
Yeah.
So like with her, I had different ones, but then like she's the only one who like hits me up. So I'm just like, okay, keep coming, come on. just give her away. Come on. She's the only person I ever let rap at that show. Like.
Good. All right. Well, shoot. I guess we ready to go ahead and jump in this topic. So, for the show topic for today, we were going to talk about being Black in corporate America, brought to you by It's So. So I'm gonna give the ball to So. Let's go.
I mean, so, let's see. I've been doing this about 18-ish years. And it's been some struggles. Of course, just from the color. So I've endured talking on the phone to people and, my name is Soleil. Okay, yeah, it's nice to meet you. Da, da, da. Then I get in person and it's like, hi, I'm Soleil. Oh my God, you're Soleil. It's like, yeah, I'm Soleil. I'm her. Tattoos, it used to be a thing where you couldn't have tattoos in the corporate office or from, being Black in corporate America with your tattoos, they look at you funny, they think that that's all we do. But on a real, it's just been like some challenging moments. And I guess more recently than not, I'm starting to see like different things. For instance, if you have an opinion about something or how something should run, sometimes I'm noticing, I'll get like over talked. And then I have to kind of like speak up and stand my ground. I used to be where I would be like compromising and kind of like just go with the flow to keep the peace. But lately I've been kind of, I don't want to say bucking, but a little kind of bucking a little bit, because I think that, if I was hired in this role, I'm qualified. And I feel like you should trust me. And I feel like my opinion should count or should stand for something. And at least, if not, hear it out, understand it, try to put it together. So lately, since I returned from my mom's passing, I've just been kind of on one, like just standing my ground, and gaining some respect as well. Where like I don't need my boss for everything, because it's kind of like, oh, well, he's out, and he comes back, we'll talk about it. No, we'll talk about it now. Like,
Right.
yeah, just kind of demanding some respect. But I mean, I said all that to say, it's just like I've been trying to figure out, is it because of who I am, with all the things going on in the world? Our CEO, he did pause and acknowledge it, and he did seem empathetic to it. But then it was just like, is he really, or is he just doing this, because he knows that, you know what I'm saying? The questions have arisen before about, minorities being in higher management with our organization. So then, like, another funny story, they brought in a guy, like it came up on our survey thing, our Gallup survey, which is like a review thing. So long story short, it came to the top, like, hey, why don't we have more minorities in the top, and especially women? And so then right after that, they brought in this guy, and he's African American, brought him in, and they were like, oh, he's the new, they make up these titles. But anyway, he's like a chief officer, something, whatever, okay? And he's this and that, he's this and that. So then, and he's African American. It was like, what? Like, did you just say that? So coming back to current events, that was like a year or two ago. Coming back to the current events with everything going on, starting with George Floyd, we have like these weekly simulcasts. And so he gets on there and he's like, I just want to, I feel so bad. And, I'm so sorry. So I just be like, in my head, I'm just like, is this real? Or are you know what I'm saying? Like, what's really going on? So I know I was all over the place, but those are things that crossed my mind. So I was just trying to put some fillers out and see if it's just me or if anybody else has experienced some obstacles or, weird, funny moments in corporate America.
So I heard a lot of different things in what you said. And for one, I know something that I realized working in corporate America when I did, I cannot return. Like, I would have to create my own corporation, because once you agree to someone else's corporation, you basically, your laws, your beliefs, everything you feel is basically secondary, because it's a binding agreement to abide by the corporation. And every corporation has laws and, systems. They have a go-to book of how they abide by things, ethics, stuff like that. But it's difficult when someone automatically, either discredits you or brushes you off, or tries to shush you because your ideas are different. But I feel like that's truly what makes us better. And especially in a team building exercise, which business is, everything you're doing is going to be a team building exercise, or else it's detriment. You're either building your business or, it's going downhill. And I definitely feel like there's differences that makes you stronger, because you're going to see something that someone else is missing. And then especially if they've been set in their ways for a while, doing things a certain type of way, or, following a certain procedure, and it can become closed-minded if there's no new spark of energy or, creative thinking, or, someone that, isn't afraid to speak up. Like, for one, I will tell you, you are necessary, because you are a voice, whether you realize it or not. And some people aren't used to being either challenged, or they aren't used to having to entertain something that they don't have a rebuttal for. You know what I'm saying? Like if you speak peace to me of something that I'm not exactly familiar with, and I'm usually the loudest one in the room, and I could talk circles around anyone else, that's gonna make an individual feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Because they're used to being able to manipulate a crowd. I mean, to be completely honest, that's what business is. It is strategic manipulation. And you know, people can be uncomfortable. Like there's a way we do things, there's a way things have been done. But your position is important because it's important to make people uncomfortable, because people do have to be able to adapt to just about anything, especially if you're in a business where you're dealing with lots of different people, different demographics, backgrounds, lots of stuff like that. It's important to have that on your team. Like boardroom meeting, your boardroom should be very diverse. You know, it should be universal. Everything that you're dealing with should be universal. So I just want to say, you know, power to you for sticking it out, because who you are is important, and definitely speak where you feel like you should. Like that's number one. Like, don't let anyone make you feel like your opinion is not counted, because like you said, you're qualified, you're overqualified. And at the end of the day, you're going to take that knowledge and do something of your own. So, yeah, no, that's what's up. I would say stick it to the man.
Yeah, he said some powerful stuff though, for real. And that's what I like about this, because we can just bring out other insights and, you know, perspectives.
Right.
Different perspectives are necessary, even if we don't like them. Like constructive criticism is something that a lot of people didn't get in their youth, and so it's difficult for them to deal with in business or in adulthood, because it just automatically seems like, you know, you're being attacked. But truly, this is just a different point of view. This is a different way we can achieve the same goal, if not more efficiently, you know, more effectively. So.
Yeah, it's kind of going off what you said. So in regards to the gentleman that got the position a few years back, and then now, you know, you got this whole Black Lives Matter movement going on, and then now corporate America is like, oh, wait a minute, like, you know, what do we do? It's crazy because it took something so large of a scale to put people in the mind frame of, am I doing something wrong? That you couldn't figure out that you were doing something wrong this many years. You know what I mean? So it's crazy in that sense, because now they're put in a position of, okay, well, we don't want our company to look bad. We don't want to lose money now. We need to fix this. So, okay, do we need to do an apology? Do we need to look and see who in our company we can promote? Do we need to look outside the company, bring people in or whatever, to make it more diverse, to appease, you know, the situation at hand or whatever? Because what I'm kind of afraid of now is like, okay, say, which I don't think it will, but hypothetically speaking, if, you know, everything with Black Lives Matter kind of like just died down a little bit, whatever, how would corporate America take that? Would the change be fixed and then ongoing, or would it be kind of like a reversal? You know what I mean? Nice.
Basically, like, just sweep it under the rug and say, hey, it happened, but all right, we're gonna move on and continue what we were doing before.
Right.
Right.
So
No, that's a good question.
Yeah,
we're coached to get over a lot of stuff.
Yes,
we are.
It's one of those things, like there's either someone put into place to, you know, make us feel like we have resignation, or there's, you know, someone saying get over it, which I think, depending on the situation, you know, it's easier said than done.
It is.
Yeah, unfortunately, our news actually, I think, is one of the biggest manipulators in everything, because what they put out is what we hear, and they'll repeat. So we'll hear it, and then it becomes like redundant, you know, in our brain. And then they'll go to the next story, and then it's the same thing. So I feel like they're like the biggest manipulators, if you allow them to be. Depending on how much you tune in and how much you take in. You know, that's two things. You can tune in, but how much are you taking in?
Right.
Yeah. Like, I don't even watch the news. Like, I don't like it. It just bothers me. is just all depression, sad stuff, or is somebody arguing about something. And it's like, dude, I deal with that on a regular basis. Like, I don't want to continue to have to hear about it over and over again. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, we used to get on my nerves about the news and that's why I don't even look at like regular TV like that anymore, because you'll start out with like the early news broadcast and they repeat the same stuff all the way up until you get to the national news on 4th. And then now in like 2020, I can get the news on Facebook before I get the news on the news. And it's like, y'all just saying me the same thing I just saw on Facebook. Like, what's the point?
Right.
Like, give us actual news that we can use instead of this, formulated system of trying to like brainwash us into thinking one thing or whatever. And that can go deeper into like Fox and everybody else as far as like who they decide to pick to promote in their media or whatever. But
So, do you think the news, would you consider the news corporate America?
Oh,
yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
And America itself is a corporation, if we just being 100. Like,
Wholeheartedly. It really is.
Yeah.
It's all about the dollar, man. Hands down, it doesn't matter.
But like truly on paper, like this is not even an opinion type of thing. It's not a perspective. It's just a fact. America is a corporation.
Yep.
Yeah. It is a capitalist society.
So, back to our topic, being Black in corporate America. I tricked y'all.
You did. You brought us right back in. I mean,
because
I mean, with like what you were saying, I've never actually directly experienced it myself, or I've never noticed it directly. So, I mean, I've heard other people talk about it and having those types of issues. And me, myself, personally, I guess it's not that I think highly of myself. I guess I just hide those things or wash them out and just try to keep my life positive and peaceful as possible, because it's just like I keep my guard up for those things, but it's just like I just throw it out the window because I know I got to do what I got to do to pay my bills and make sure I have a living and my kids have a living. So it's just like, I'm here,
Right.
So until that day, I actually am able to branch out on my own and do my own thing like I really want to. I just see it as I'm here. Let's get this work done. I'm going to do my job to the best of my abilities and what I was hired for. And that's it. Like, I'm going to go home back to my safe haven and be peaceful and not have to worry about what y'all got going on out here.
So working from home, so ideally you want to leave work at work and home at home.
Right.
And now you work from home, it's home. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to figure out the separation. But then coming back to corporate America, the big corporate America, with everything happening in the world, from COVID to the injustice to work at home, where do you find that separation? Or how do you find that separation? How do you create it?
I think you have to become like a master maneuverer. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost in situations where everything is consumption, right? Just as you were saying about like tuning in and what are you taking in. So you have to be sure to control your consumption. So with energy, everything is a transference of energy. There are some things that we can take in and we can, make some things happen with, and then we can dish back out. Put it back out into the world, the energy come back into us even better. However, there's also some things that come into us that we got to immediately give back. Something that does not belong, cannot stay, has no place, energy. It's just like if you have an encounter with someone at work and, you would have to leave that at work. Or if you have an encounter with someone on the street or at home or in your personal life, you would immediately give them back that energy because it has no place. There's nothing it can do inside of you that's going to help you to continue to grow. You just have to figure out what you keep and what you let go of, because you're not physically able to separate the spaces, but you still have that space in your mind where you're not allowed, you have to desensitize yourself a little bit, yes, but then you have to feel just enough to know what's okay and what's not. So I think it's a combination of, you know, being a master maneuverer of energy and energy transfers, and then also, you know, feeling what you need to feel and letting go of what you don't want to keep. Like it's as simple as that, because I feel like we've been for a long time made to feel okay that it's all right for us to suffer. You know, like it's all right for us to feel how we feel. We just got to deal with it, you know, get over it, and, you know, move on to something else. But truly and honestly, you just do the same thing you would do with your personal life. You know, if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. But that whole "it's okay to suffer" thing truly is not okay. Like, and that's pretty much what it's like to be someone who has to answer all of these things, whether it be questions, whether it be, you know, something to deal with a system, but then not exactly be considered in that system. You know, all it is you fulfilling that position to get done whatever needs to get done to move on to the next. So I think it's just balance. We just have to keep balance in our lives and have boundaries, set in healthy boundaries. Because I know I'll work if I have something I'm working on and I'm excited to work on it. I'll work on it. And, you know, I'll probably lose sleep because I have other things I'm playing catch up on. So we just need balance.
Yep. She said a lot.
Yeah, now, now I don't know if that would apply to me as much because I have to actually physically go to my job, and you know, with Amazon and everything, you know, we're delivering and all that and everything. But I will say, without giving names and whatnot, there are ones on the team that, and I don't want to say it's all the ones that are darker toned than me, but majority are, where they'll have issues out in the field, but it doesn't seem to be reciprocated by management as much. And it's just like, it's falling on deaf ears. It's like, hey, we're going out to these certain areas where, you know, you got certain types of people. And if your workers are telling you, hey, this is happening, and this isn't the first time it's happened, then maybe we should move certain people to certain other areas so that these issues won't happen all the time. And it's crazy because it's like, well, I haven't heard anything here recently, but it used to be like every other day. Oh man, I went out to such and such house and they was asking me why I was on their property and this, that, and the third or whatever. Or it'd be something like, you know, giving me mugs or whatever, and you there to deliver their package. Like, you ordered it. Like, what do you want? Like,
I'm just here to drop it off. That's all I'm here to do. Like, have a nice day.
It's funny because I have some friends in Atlanta that experienced the same thing delivering with the same company. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but like we don't know where we're gonna go. We just there to drop the stuff off when we out. Like, we, you know what I'm saying?
But there it goes back, being Black in corporate America.
But it's like, also like to chime off what he says, I experienced it too, because like you get that happen, like, because people feel like you're at work. So it's like, oh, they're not going to say anything, or because they'll get slick at the mouth because it's on the clock and try. And it's not, and the thing is, it's not my coworkers, it's the customers coming into my store. You know what I mean? And it's like, whoa. Like, I have to bring myself back and like, wait, did they really just say that? Like, I'm standing right here. Like, like, you know, and it's crazy to me because it's like, dude, like, we need to do something about that. That's crazy.
Wow.
What really gets me is it's just like, I feel like a lot of people can appreciate parts of our essence, whether it be our hard work and our energy and our efforts, and maybe even our culture, but not necessarily want to appreciate who we actually are and that we actually are. Like, just existing, you know, there's no getting around being a melanated individual, you know. We just are. And honestly, it's a really great thing. There's lots of superior genetic advances I could touch on, but truly just being melanated is enough. But honestly, it's not okay to me to take parts of something without being able to put something back in it. I mean, it's like surgery. You know what I mean? If you're gonna go under the knife, if anything is coming out, it should be replaced with, you know, something that's gonna fulfill you, something that's gonna add to you and help you live a long and happy life. And I feel like people are used to taking parts of who we are, utilizing them, and making it okay to slander us and to degrade us and to judge us. And I feel like that is probably the main thing I notice about, you know, being in corporate America, is certain parts are considered okay and others are not. But to be completely honest, we make this world go round. We make this whole world go around. And it has been like that since the beginning of time. And I think just knowing that, and knowing that, you know, you yourself and how you respond to these situations is going to be life changing. Like, whether it be for you or for someone that you encounter that expects you to be who they think you are. You know what I mean? Like proving someone wrong, or allowing them to see what truth is and showing them themselves at the same time, which we show people themselves when we give them back that energy that they try to give us that serves us no purpose. So honestly, like, we have opportunities in every moment to be table turners. Like, the tables don't get turned on us, we turn tables now. And at the end of the day, that's power in itself. So honestly, you know, it's just a matter of perspective. Like, we could look at it as a negative, but you also have an opportunity to be a face, to be the face. You know what I mean? So that's power. That's so much more power than we realize.
Right.
You better preach, sister.
I know. I was about to say, well, folks, that about sums that up. On some real stuff, though. I mean, you really did just pretty much summarize it, you know, from corporate America, the office, to corporate America, the country, you know, United States of America. It's up to I'm sorry, y'all. It's up to us to, you know, and I think that's what I was most proud of. Like, even with this last election, I feel like we as a people, like, truly came together more than we realized. Especially like Georgia turning blue. I know it wasn't all, you know, African American people, but I do know a good majority, you know, was. And so it's like, just to see us slowly but finally coming together, I thought that was great. And I, you know, hope that we can keep it up. I hope that we can continue to grow. And I hope that, you know, coming back around, our young people, that we could pull them in and get them on board, to let some of this violence go. That's the only thing that does bother me.
Yeah, that ain't helping nothing.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you summed that up.
Like, I was gonna mention something, but I don't even know if it's worth it now. No, I'm just gonna touch on how, you know, in regards to, you know, being Black in corporate America, how it can affect some, whereas like now, yeah, it's better, but how over the years, how strong that struggle was. And like, for an example, and this goes back to, you know, the Fresh Prince situation with Janet Hubert, OG Bill, for those of you who don't know, that, you know, yes, you know, there were issues going on set, whatever, with the execs and whatnot, but with Will not realizing what he said, and also knowing the struggles of an African American woman in corporate America, especially being dark skinned, how that can be detrimental to her trying to, you know, find work and everything else, you know. So that we came a long way, you know, because I don't know about everybody else, but I'm seeing way more African American people on commercials, animation, like even in anime, they're adding more, you know, culturally aware individuals, which I'm like, wow, like y'all really paying attention to what's going on in the world. and movies, more Black lead roles. Like there has been like a definite change in the past couple of years. If anybody's been like really, really paying attention, and for a lot of people that's like, well, most Black people don't do this, do that, whatever. Well, the doors are opening right now. Like this is our time. Like if anything's going to happen, it's going to be right now, and we got to take it.
Right.
So
Right.
I wholeheartedly agree. I do. And so I guess I'll bring it back to my job. This is so weird. Like coming back to my job, so that's what I was saying. So it was years ago, the question came up, why don't we have more minorities because we have like an executive level, then the managers level, senior leaders, and then, your team leads and whatever. And so that was the question. Why don't we have more African Americans in the executive level? Okay, cool. There's not that many executives. I think there's 5 or 6 of them. So the guy, he got in, he's representing as one. Then you come to the next level, I'm on there. And, I think there's a couple more. And then there's leads and stuff like that. So at first I was like, I won't lie, I actually was really upset when it first happened, and I think I was more upset, like I said, at the end when he was like, and he's African American. It was just like, was that to shut us up? Like, what was that? But at the end of the day, the guy, he's a really great person. I actually love working with him. I talk to him, I pull him to the side a lot to pick his brain. Sometimes not even work related, just period, because I think he's just a very intelligent guy, gentleman. And, I can learn from him. He's a senior leader to me. So, and so now I'm appreciative that he's there, because if for nobody else, I got access to him and I can pick his brain, and continue to grow on my path. So that's how I look at it now. But, in the past, I was a little salty about it at first. Not against him, but,
Well, it's good to know he's not just a position to just shut everybody up. He's actually able to do the job and do the job well. So that matters.
Yeah. And we're very like-minded. So like, as you know how I am, like always at the job, I'm the fun committee person. I'm the one that's going to come up with the dumb, crazy stuff because I just want morale to keep going. That's really, my biggest thing. I want everybody, I know in a perfect world, we're not going to come and have fun every day, all day, but I want people to enjoy their day, at some point, some kind of way. Because for some people, work is an escape from their real life, for some.
Right.
And like school is for some kids, So I do realize that. And I know like some people, like right now, working from home, like that's the hardest thing, to keep doing mind games and different things to keep the morale going. So like we do this thing, 25 questions. And I drop it in the chat. They have to fill it out, and I drop it in the chat. And I'm like, who is this? Or really, it's 15 questions. I'm like, who is this? And we learn so much, about one another, because it's dumb stuff like your favorite cereal. If I maxed out my credit card, where would I max it out? So just figuring stuff like that out about each person is fun. So that other guy, he's kind of like that. When we were in office, me and him, we were over there like, well, what can we do fun? So we're looking at outings for the office, things we can do in the office, food we could bring in. Some mornings he would just order breakfast for the whole office. He'd be like, hey, go to the break room, get your breakfast, get your, let's get your brain going. And it's like, yeah. So that's where, I tuned in with him and connected. But I think he also brought a vibe in the building, that I was bringing, but I was only giving it more to my team, and he brought it, and he, showed it to everybody. So, yeah, that's my experience.
That's love. That's love.
Love.
And I feel like we definitely need that consideration and a sense of selflessness.
You do.
Right.
You really do.
Now, I know you can't give the company name, but what do y'all do?
So we're like an information system, information services, like data services, all those for construction contractors worldwide.
Okay.
So basic or information lead service, that's the best way to say it. So like anything that's going on construction wise, as long as it's not single family, we pretty much have the information in our database. If not, we can get it and put it in. And we follow it all the way through, from bidding to post-bid to pre-bid, pre-planning, all that good stuff. We follow it all the way. So, yeah.
That's really cool.
That's lit.
Pretty interesting to, yeah. Because I actually started there. I didn't know anything about the organization whatsoever. I started as a temp. like 15 years ago. And I just started asking questions and moving around, working with different departments, different people, and you have sidebar conversations with people for certain things, or sometimes they'll bring us together to have meetings, like, it might be my team and y'all's team, because somewhere in there we correspond. But now I'm going to learn about her team, you know what I'm saying? So it's been pretty cool overall, can't complain. It's just those little niches here and there.
Yeah.
Little growing pains.
Right. Growing pains are all right as long as your peace isn't constantly disturbed on a detrimental level.
And you know what, y'all? I'll say this too. Sometimes our own people can be your biggest enemy as well.
Honey, yes.
even in the corporate office. Because when I first started, that's really where my trouble came from. And I used to my team meetings were kind of raw because I couldn't believe it, I guess. And so one day I was just as cutthroat as I could be to let them know. And I was like, when I go in the other rooms, I'm defending you. And I was like, this is what's said about you. You know what I'm saying? They'll look, I said it verbatim, this is how the conversation goes. And I'm fighting for you. And I was like, and then to come out here and you make a fool out of me, because you're doing exactly what was said. And so they're taken back. So yeah, don't get it twisted for those of you that are tuned in.
Now, that really goes back to what's going on now, and I'll tie it in, and this is how. So you're experiencing that situation because they feel threatened that you could be there to replace them. Whereas now, okay, we have this whole situation with Black Lives Matter where the corporate America feels we have to bring in more minorities. So I would feel that now, I don't know, like I said, this whole situation at your job now, but maybe they would not feel as threatened because there are more of us now. Mm-hmm. And it's not just that one or two people in certain departments and oh crap, man, I got to watch out for my job now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that might've been what was going on with your particular situation, but just like you said, you did what you did, let her know, or him, her know,
everybody.
Hey, we in this together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's very important. Yeah.
Yep.
But I also think that, kind of going into this also, the educational system to get people into those corporate jobs also, which that could be a whole other topic in itself, but that's also very important, which I think we're doing better now. We're definitely doing a lot better now, but there are a lot of areas out there that could be a lot better. Oh, and this year with online learning, it ain't helping.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that's expecting college and stuff, and it's just not the same.
Yeah, they said the failure rate is up 300% now.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, because of virtual schooling and everything.
Yeah, not everybody can learn that way.
Yeah. No, they can't. I can't.
I'm not. I was about to say, I know. I failed. I remember I did that crap one semester and I flunked all them classes.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
I absolutely have to take notes if I do online. That's the one thing that helps me.
I'm hands-on. I gotta have somebody in front of me, not necessarily showing me, but still and if I have questions, I want to be able to hey, come here. Let me ask you this. Am I doing this the right way? Because it's no.
Well, I don't know about every district. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, as much as I didn't like school, that was just my thing. No, I gotta have hands on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know about every district, but I know with some schools, they'll have, some teachers that say, hey, we're available on these days of the week. If you need extra help or tutoring or whatever, hey, we're here. But a lot of people are just not, reaching out for the access for that. And it's man, look, parents, students, I need to get on the same page and help these teachers because your kids about to be in the same grade next year.
Yeah. Well, I know my daughter's going back in January, so.
Physically in the school?
Mm-hmm. Well, my youngest was already going. She was on 2 days a week, and then they switched them to 5 days a week. So she's been good. So we're gonna go ahead and send our oldest back too.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm just glad I don't have to go through that right now because my kid was like, he wasn't an easy student, Lord bless his heart, and the teachers. Whew. I probably would have like had him hanging upside down by now. I feel like help.
That's
Man.
important too, though, like finding a good match, because children do need individualized attention. And then you also have to find, it's just like finding someone's love language, like how do you receive love? And you have to learn how a child learns, and actually get to know them and figure out how to get them that information to where they're retaining it. And I think that is the beauty of, like, I went to alternative school when I was in high school, whole high school. I couldn't go to public school. But that I did appreciate, like, even though most of the kids that were there were like in trouble or like had behavioral issues, our classes were smaller. And there was probably like 8 or 9 of us in a class, and I appreciated having individualized attention. And even homeschooling now, like, I mean, they need help, and once they get it, they're good. And then when they begin to regurgitate, it's amazing. It's really amazing, because it's just like other people will struggle, but it's because there are a lot of traditional ways of teaching that don't exactly fit everybody, like a label or a title or even a onesie or something. Like you kind of
Right.
have to you got to custom fit every single child. So that's the one thing I will say is, like, with schools, people sending their children back to school, like, I hope they have the opportunity to, like, actually have individualized experiences with each student, because it is important, and it does help you realize a lot about yourself too in the process of someone taking time to learn how you learn. So it's a give and take relationship. It's definitely a partnership, being a teacher and a student at the same time.
Man.
I did want to touch on something you said, though. It made me think about a conversation I heard Nipsey Hussle have when he was talking about profiling. I think it was an interview or something, but he was basically talking about when he walking down the street, like, what is he taught to look for, when you stepping on somebody. And he was like, essentially, you looking for yourself. You looking for somebody that looks just like you. And either they got money you about to run up on, or if they in your hood and they're not supposed to be there. Like, it's almost that stigma of what you were talking about, there being more people like us in corporate America now. At one point in time, they would be like, oh, we already have one, because one was enough to be considered, what's the word? I don't even know the word, but diverse,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, I think that in our minds, because it was either only one of us or a few of us, or, something of that sort, I think it kind of got imprinted somewhere that if someone else is here that looks like me, they're probably coming from my spot, or I have to defend myself against them because, I don't know. But it's almost like we're made to fear certain parts of ourselves. So I think that, like, one thing I will say about being melanated in a corporation, any corporation, self-awareness is going to help. Self-awareness and the ability to defend your position, in that order. You know what I mean? Because your awareness is what's going to even allow you to defend your position. And your position, just being a human being, like, you got to write as who you are before you even have any other title. So it just made me think about that, because we are taught to either fear ourselves or attack ourselves, because we are one and the same. Like, that
Right.
is something I'm not afraid to say, is we are reflections of different parts of ourselves, and other parts that we feel like we can't resonate with are hidden deeper inside of us, which is just something that we all are at different parts of our journey, and we deal with different ways. But it definitely comes out in the working world, because people are fighting for a check. You know what I mean? Like, everybody want to get they chicken, they lettuce, they cheese, whatever you want to call it. Everybody want to check. So it's something to fight over. It's survival of the fittest. And unfortunately, you know, it's been situations where we've had to fight one another. So I see it getting better, but then in some places I see it getting worse. So I know everybody has a position to play that, you know, we're not always going to resonate with. But I was all for that conversation with Nipsey Hussle because it opened my eyes to the fact that we literally are looking for ourselves when we're doing anything. Like it's, as far as like checking your surroundings or whatever the case may be, like you trying to make sure somebody not coming for you. And sometimes it's your people. Most of the times it's your people if that's where you come from too. So self-awareness.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
Well, guess we're gonna go ahead and bring it on in.
Yeah.
Anybody got
At
some,
that time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Closing statements, kick off.
No, I think y'all summed this up.
Yeah. She summed us up. That was
2 times.
2 terms. Everybody with Obama got his second round.
I do remember that.
2 terms.
Man.
The only other thing I'm gonna say is try Jesus, not me.
Cause I throw hands. That's
all I'm gonna say.
Then you said it so smooth. Well, I'm gonna say, I'm thinking you about to drop something else.
But anybody got anything going on this week?
Nah. Nope. Work all week this week. That's about it.
Yeah.
So we got Freddie Hendrix' birthday party tonight. So I'll be there with Big Javi.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, and then Regina Carter's having a birthday in the city tonight. She's taking it back 90s and early 2000s, but I think we'll just stick with the Freddie Hendrix flow.
Do you know how old she is now?
22, I think it is.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She grew up pretty nice.
I was going to say, they grow up
Good
so
young lady.
fast. Yeah.
They do. Javi turned
like,
21 in 2 weeks.
Wow.
A week. But that's my party. I do that every year. He gets so mad.
I bet.
Hey man, that's a milestone for me.
Yeah, shoot. That's what's up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I can't think of nothing else for me this week. Hopefully a lighter week than last week. Last week was heavy. I don't know. Was it the holiday? It was just like I couldn't. It's like it just kept going.
You had soul food, then you had Thanksgiving, and whatever else in between. So, yeah.
I just felt like I was fighting for sleep. Like, you ever feel like that? Like you just going. And it's like you just fighting because you just want to sleep, and you just like a robot.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I have some of my best memories from other people's birthday parties. So I feel where you coming from about that being your party. But I have like 7 different flash drives and memory cards I need to go through. I'm doing rebranding right now with art and photography, and then I'm also cleaning out not just my house, but my social media, my phone. I just feel like there's a purging I need to do. Also with my body, we've been doing a lot of teas, ginger, elderberry, bladderwrack, black walnut leaf, licorice root, sarsaparilla, like a bunch of different stuff. But I can feel the energy in the air just doing a lot of stuff that sometimes I don't understand, and I don't always have the time or the energy to sit and try to acknowledge what it is. I just acknowledge the fact that it's a time for me to connect with myself and my family, and I just feel like there's a lot of things around me that I don't need. So cleaning out a lot of stuff this week. So I feel good about that. Long overdue.
Nothing wrong with that. A good cleaning. I feel you. It just gives you that fresh, that feeling of fresh
Yeah.
and the new.
Yeah.
You are new.
Yeah. Rebirth.
And to shed away all that negative, you know,
Oh
making
yeah,
way
for
for the
sure.
positive. So
For
yeah.
sure, for sure.
Let's see. For me, just working 5 days because you know peak season and all that good stuff. Along with that, going back through all these records I got because this is gonna take a minute. 'Cause this is stuff I should have did like years ago, and it is taking forever because there are songs that I have in my records that I don't have in my laptop, and vice versa. So it's gonna be a time where I'm gonna do like a 2000s kickback party, and they're gonna be like, "Whoa, where did this song come from?" Yeah, because I ain't played in a minute. But aside from that, I think I just got Poor on Friday downtown. That's from 7 to 11. That's about it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
I'm sure you have several blasts from the past just going through
Oh yeah, shoot, Scooby. No, he he been looking at me like, "Wait a minute, you got what?"
Listen, man, I went through his New Jack Swing crate one time on his computer, and you would have thought he was like, none of these are set cues. I was like, dog, where'd you get this? Whoa, whoa, whoa! I forgot about this. So what? Man, I was in there setting cues and all. He's like, appreciate that because I had did that in. I went for like an hour or so just going through the music, and I'm like, dude, I forgot about all of these songs. And then the day we did actually go through your vinyl crate, so I was like, wait, what?
So, real quick, I know we're wrapping up, but why do y'all think, or maybe we should talk about this one day too, change the mood vibe. Why are we going back in all these old songs lately? Like today, I heard the remake of Soul for Real. What is it? Candy Coated Raindrops. But it was like slightly different words, but it was the same. Like, what is going on? And then so look at the show the other night. How many people did somebody's cover?
Yeah. Well,
there was a couple of songs we heard twice. They were like, I know y'all did this already, but I'm about to do it again. It was like, okay.
Well, honestly, in the essence of hip hop itself, hip hop has been derived from samples and taking a little bit from here and there to make something new. So,
because that's what it evolved from initially.
Yeah. So like when you like really think about a lot of songs, like it's never really stopped. It's just, you know, I guess when we feel like we should be in an era of just new, you can't really go forward unless you pull something from the past.
and go for.
Yeah, and it's really rare that you have something that's just so new, and you know, that original that it just becomes that thing. Not saying it's not out there; it's definitely out there, but a lot of you just got to like the term is digging the crates. You got to just dig in the crates to see what you can kind of pull from to bring to the future. Kind of like, Missy Elliott's done it. Diddy's done it. Will Smith's definitely done it. Countless others have done it. It's just
because because like he was going back to where it all originated from is the get down part of all the R&B songs that everybody just pushed away. And the DJs would harp on the get down part, which is the up tempo part of the song. So you got to think about it. You're going and digging. So that's where it originated from. It's just taking one section and throwing it on repeat.
Yep. That's a show too. Have y'all seen Get Down?
Oh,
yes.
Man. It's good.
Best Netflix ever.
Shaolin Fantastic or Bad Mother. Crazy Crane dressed up as Shaolin last year for Halloween.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was fire. I still have pictures of it.
Shout out DJ Crazy Crane. We see you.
Yeah.
But I will say
Yeah,
this one last thing. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say it's trendy, to go back to what's original. Like, I guess people done figured it out. The one thing I will say is just do it right. If you're gonna remake an original, just respect the art, respect the masterpiece, do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say one shout out because I took a picture of this record. It was the record of Cupid Shuffle And on the back, it actually had the remix of Cupid Shuffle on it. And I took a picture of it, put it on IG, and shout out to Official Cupid for reposting that into the story. Thank you, sir.
Hey, you pop it.
But I guess if that's all we got, I guess we can go ahead and close the show. And oh wait,
Right.
Thank you.
What we talking about next weekend?
I'm just hyped because we kind of on time. All
That's
All right, so finally one comes from me.
Hey.
I'm gonna shorten this title down because this is long as hell.
No. Read
Okay.
please give
No,
us
I'm
the
gonna read it, but I'm gonna put that's gonna be a lot in that little box. But so next show topic is a fine line between looking good and looking professional.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know what I think about that. We're gonna get into some deep convo about that.
Yes,
The
sir.
Well, that's all for us. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at The Tough Talk Podcast. Also find us on YouTube at Tough Talk Podcast. And we are available just about everywhere at this point, except for Pandora. But, we're working on them. So
subscribe.
Yes.
Share.
Listen, Linda, listen.
Right. Whether you listening to us or watching us, take that little share button and share it to one of your friends that have not heard about us. That's all we can ask. Just take it. Share to at least one friend that ain't heard us. And, we'll shout you out.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess that's it. And I guess we'll see everybody next week.
Peace, family. Y'all be safe. Stay dangerous.
Always.
Definitely.
What she said.
You already know.
Oh, back on that way.
Faith over fear. Hey. All right. See y'all.
Bye.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Tough Talk Podcast. That's at TUFF Talk Podcast.